Good evening to everyone present here. I hope all the participants are thoroughly enjoying the hackathon. Wishing the finalists all the best for the final pitches. Before we commence with the pitches, let's go through the judging criteria. The pitches will be judged on their originality, technology, presentation, business plan, and future scope. The teams will be invited to the stage one by one. Once the team is on the stage, the team members can share their screen and start their pitches. Each team will be allotted 5 minutes for their pitches, 3 minutes for the presentation, and 2 minutes for the question. So make it count. I repeat, each team will have 5 minutes. The esteemed judges joining us today are Mr. Dipanshu Manohar Pimplikar. Mr. Pimplikar currently is a software engineer at Global Logic and a graduate from Rajiv Gandhi College of Engineering and Research. We also welcome Mr. Mahesh from MLH. Also on our panel, we have Ritik Purwar, the design head of ISTE VIT, and Sahil Kaling, the project heads of ISTE VIT. Without any further ado, let's call upon the first team. Team INNOHACKERS.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So I'm gonna share my presentation. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Uh, yeah. This is the beginning. Okay.
Yeah,
So should I start now?
yeah, you go ahead.
Okay.
Start.
So the name of our project was Blood Post, and this is by the team INNOHACKERS, us. So yeah, the main objective of this project was to find people with the same blood group around you. Like you, the I mean, the users can enter their information like name, blood group, email ID, phone number, and address, and they can get people with the same blood group and their details using this app. So like new users would have to register by entering their name, blood group, email ID, phone number, address. And registered users can search people with the same blood group just by entering the email ID. Now, these are some of the screenshots. This is the screen where the new users will have to register, or the old users can simply search just by entering their email ID. And this is the registration page. If a new user is registering, this is the page that he'll reach, and where the user will have to enter the name, blood group, email, phone, and address, and then the user can search. Okay. So the implementation basically involves Android development. It is an Android app which is built on Android Studio. For server functionality, Firebase was used for real-time database storage. Now, for the functionality part, the app mainly contains three activities, which are the terminology for screens in Android development. The first activity is the main activity where new users can choose to register, and register users can enter their email ID to search, which I previously showed. The second activity is the registration activity, where users can enter their details and it will be written into the real-time database of Firebase. Third activity is the activity where they can find the information about the people with the same blood group. And I've used a recycler view to do that. And yeah, it will do it by retrieving it from Firebase. This is a basic flow chart about how the app will work. See, the first will be the registration page. If the user chooses to register, the user will have to enter the details. The details will be written to the database. First of all, it will check that whether or not all the data fields are filled or they're empty. If they're empty, the data will not be written to the database. It will be only written if all the data fields are filled. Now it will be written to the database, and then the user can see the data, all the people with the same blood group in the screen, in the next screen. Now, if the user is already registered, then he'll just have to enter the email ID and he can search. Now the backend will check if the email is registered or not. If it is registered, then he'll able to show all the blood groups of the people, and he'll be able to see the data. So yeah. This is the last slide talking about future and business prospects. If areas such as user authorization and data security in the app, also the user interface improved a bit, the app can, I think, scale up really well and can be really useful. I mean, for searching, it's really problem sometimes to find people with the same blood group if someone's having some sort of accident or emergency, something like that. And so I think that this app can be really useful if some areas are worked upon. Now, talking about the business model, I think this app can use simple monetization methods such as AdSense and or subscription model. That's it from my side, ma'am. That was the presentation.
Yes. Thank you, team InnoHackers, for the presentation and demonstration. Now the floor is open to questions. Judges, do you have any questions?
Yeah, Akash. Were you the single person working on the project?
I had a teammate, but he was not. He had, unfortunately, he was not able to contribute much. He was involved in something else. So yeah, I had to work on this.
Okay. Why do you think the app will work? Like the idea will work? Because we have blood banks right here. Uh, as you mentioned, if anyone has accident, he will be directly taken to hospital and he will find blood group as per his needs. So, what's the uniqueness about the idea?
Well, it can be used. There are some cases where blood banks have. I mean, there is a dearth of the suitable type of blood to find, especially in the rural areas. So, I mean, hospitals there. Some of the places don't even have that much facility. I mean, it's mostly concentrated in urban areas. So, I think this can be really useful in rural areas and places like that which don't have such high hospital facilities.
But then we have another question like why rural people will bother about the app? Why will they go for an app, and how will you like verify if the owner is legit or not, like the
Yeah,
user is legit?
I haven't worked upon to authorization, and that I agree that it is a negative point about the app. I'll have to work more upon the authorization and data security stuff if I need to scale this up. And about your question that why someone in the rural area will use the app. Firstly, I would like to say that everyone nowadays has a smartphone and is using app. I mean, even in the rural areas, why not? So yeah, there's no question there. And secondly, the app is not really that complicated to use. I mean, it's really simple, and if we keep it really simple like that, I mean UI and everything, I don't think it will be really complicated for anyone to use.
Okay. uh, the questions from my side are over. Other judges can continue the questions.
Okay, I have a question, Akar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Does your app sort the results based on location? So, suppose like I want blood, and so I would like to find the nearest donor. So, does your app do that?
No, I had it in the idea, but I was not able to implement it because there was a bit of less time, and I was not able to implement that. But yeah, that is something I look forward to. But yeah, currently it's not in the app.
Okay. And I had another question. Like, why did you choose Firebase as your database? Like, what was the reason behind
Well, actually, I have some a bit of experience with Android development, so I thought that I had to, if I had to do this in such less time, I had to go with something which I have some a bit of experience with. I had a bit of experience with Android development, and if you talk about Android development, the most I think one of the most popular platforms for database and server functionality is Firebase. I mean, even the course. Actually, I had followed a course on Udacity, which where I learned Android development. Even they used the Firebase to teach the server functionality and database things. So yeah, that's where the Firebase inspiration comes from.
it? Okay, that's all from my side.
Thank you, judges and team InnoHackers.
So is that it? May I leave?
Yeah, yeah.
uh,
You.
okay.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. Now, let's go on to the next team, which is team. We are requested to join the team, the stream. Team, are you there?
Yes.
Yes.
Are we audible?
Yes, you're audible. Kindly, can you turn on your camera? So, yeah. Yeah. So, you guys can go ahead and start with your demonstration and presentation.
I'll just share my screen.
Yeah.
मेरी आवाज नहीं आ रही उनकी. Visible now?
Yes, yes, it's visible. You guys can go ahead now. Team, can you start your pitch? You're
Hi.
on mute.
Um, Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, yeah. Now you're audible. Go
Okay,
ahead.
so we'll start
Yeah,
now then.
yeah, yeah.
Well, so hi guys. We are a bunch of freshers from VIT Vellore, and this is our idea. There are many clubs and chapters across all the colleges in India, and whenever these clubs have an official meet, they take an attendance. Many of these clubs have more than 50 members, and taking their attendance the old school way by calling out names can be time consuming. So we have come up with an effective solution for this process. Introducing to you all ID Touch. A student's attendance will be taken by simply scanning their ID card. Now Naman will be taking over to explain the technology behind this product.
Hi guys, I'm Naman. From the tech perspective, in the front end, we have used vanilla JavaScript, where it is a one-page website where we have the functionality to read NFC card from websites, and that was the most challenging part for me to implement because web NFCs is a experimental feature and it's relatively new. Only in major browsers, only Chrome, Opera, and Samsung Internet supports it, and in Firefox, it's still experimental. Uh, and in the backend, I've written the code in TypeScript with Node.js, and I've used MongoDB for database, and uh, I've used Postman for automation testing.
Alright, so now Ayush will be playing the video of our working prototype.
Okay, so this is the ID Touch website. Now we'll scan a card. So once you have scanned the card, we'll enter the details. And now we'll submit the details and we have registered successfully. Now on scanning the ID card again, since this is a scan ID card, we get all the details again. Now we'll scan another ID card. Now we have scanned another ID card and we'll fill in the details again. And now we have registered successfully. On scanning the other ID card, we'll get all the details back.
So, though we started by solving a small problem, we realized that our product is really powerful and has much bigger applications. One of them being students can make payments using their ID card. So now we have done a lot of research before making this product, and we got to know that making payments using our ID card is also used at Bits Pilani. But the difference here is that they use scanners and we use mobile phones. You simply need to tap your ID card on your mobile phone and you can make payments. Another application. When you go to hackathons and other conferences, you meet new people and you want to share your GitHub account or your LinkedIn account or other social media accounts with them. Rather than dictating out your usernames one by one for these different accounts, you can simply tap your ID cards on their phones and they will get list of your accounts on these different platforms. We will ensure security and privacy by introducing two-factor verification. We also plan to make this a mobile application as it makes it much more convenient to use. And we will also be making our website a PWA. At the end, I would like to conclude by saying that we are making this technology of NFCs accessible to everyone. Thank you.
We also have the UI for website. Yeah, so we use the orange color here because it signifies the change and movement, and we're changing the method of attendance, so we use this color. So we're open to questions.
Thank you, team. It was such an amazing project. The floor is open to questions. Judges?
Yeah, hello team. Very nice idea about the thing, but I have some questions regarding this. Yes, and your ID card, right? Was it your own mobile, or will it be your any significant person that will take the attendance?
Any device with a NFC card can take the attendance, and for like I can scan on my own device and take the attendance. And to ensure that I have attended, we can implement a feature of location, that if you are in that location and you're scanning the ID card, you're attending the meeting. Or you can do it in a centralized way where everybody is tapping on a single mobile phone. Both ways work.
Okay, but then there is a loophole, right? Even in the video you showed, like if I bring 100 cards with me along with me in the seminar itself, I can just tap into my mobile the 100 cards. It will get registered for 100 users. So,
Yeah,
and one
so
more
we
thing,
are
yeah, when the world is moving to the biometrics verification and biometrics attendance thing, why one would prefer NSC?
So NFC scanner is available on any phone, any mobile devices. So it makes it really efficient and easy rather than buying a biometric scanner. So like if I'm having my meet at a ground, I can't bring a biometric scanner to the ground. But if I have some official from my club member has his phone, so we can scan it on his phone itself. But so we can take our phone anywhere for taking the attendance. But can we take a biometric scanner everywhere? Like I don't think so.
and and the thing about 100 people, by like you can take 100 IT card at once. We are aiming this for recurring meetings, like club meetings and all, where people know each other. So this kind of things will be avoided, and same things you can do in a like in an organization where you use a proper device to scan the ID card. There also this issue recurs. And the applications where you can share your data with just one tap, that has huge potential. Because one way that can be useful is like you go in an event of 100 people and you want to share data with each other, you just tap and just leave, and when you go back home you can look through all everybody who has like tapped on my phone and check their data and all. So that will the like getting to know each other part will be very easy.
Okay. Uh, idea is really nice, but can be improved better. Like instead of doing it on your individual phones, like design a small device which can be like very cost friendly or very uh, economic. So design one device like we have in offices. When we go to any room or any place, we have to swipe our card, like touch our cards there. So it works the same way as you guys have designed, but instead of using your personal devices, design it in such a way that we it is unique, and like no one has to do it on their behalf. That's it from my side.
Our main idea was not about attendance, it's just how we started. But later on, we realized that this technology is really powerful, and so we have included many things in a future scope. Like by just scanning your like this NFC code, it's not just on our student ID card, it's not just on job ID cards. You can get these NFC tags on Amazon for a very cheap rate. So our main idea is storing information in these NFC tags. Someone else can simply scan it and get that information. So it makes it really easy to give information from one place to other. That is like our main goal here.
And these NFC cards, they come in like stickers for 5 to 10 per piece, and every sticker can store huge amount of data if we connect it with our database.
About the
And scanning
security
these
purpose,
tags is
then
also really easy.
Security,
yeah.
see something. If I have an ID card and I tap on somebody's phone, in my phone I'll get a
Request.
request that do you allow this person to gather the information.
Yeah.
That's what we meant by
That's by
two-factor
two-factor
authentication.
verification. Authentication.
Okay, that's really nice.
Any more questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Like team. You have used an NFCs, right? So instead of that, why didn't you think of using QR codes as they are more secure than NFCs? So why did you? What was the reason behind choosing NFCs?
There is for one thing, there is no proper way of like QR codes. Yes, they work in the same way, and you need a camera, and it takes time to scan a QR code. And NFC is just tapping on one another's phone. Yes, QR code also can serve the same purpose.
Why we chose NFC? Like we all have this VIT ID card, and it's already like an NFC tag. So why can't all the clubs and chapters, all the students use it? So that was our main idea, because all of us have this VIT card and it is an NFC tag. So that's why we were thinking in that direction. Because like maybe you don't have your QR code of your own, but you have an ID card or you can get an NFC tag. So that was why we thought of an NFC tag.
Can you tell something about your business plan?
No.
Yes, our business plan is I have made this application as a service. So, like how Google puts their maps, like they provide their maps as an API where you can put it in a website or a application easily. We can put this on like third party websites. Like if you are creating a event like Technica, if you're creating it offline, you can embed our system in your website, and in that way you can take the attendance or registrations. And like LinkedIn or GitHub, they can integrate our feature to communicate like the same sending IDs and all.
So like if LinkedIn hires us, so by basically scanning an NFC tag, the person's LinkedIn account will show up. And if he does not have it, then create an account, like stuff like that. That's what we were thinking.
A follow-up question after Sahil's question, like your idea is only implementable in places where we use NFC cards, right? Like in VIT and other such colleges, right? And if you want to expand this project to several more locations, people need to get NFC cards. So why will people will to pay for NFC cards and instead not use the QR code only? QR code is just free. We can create it on our phone, right? And
That's a
producing
great
NFC
question.
cards will definitely involves some cost.
So we actually checked this on Amazon, and it costs 5 to 10 rupees when we buy it in bulk. And so, like NFC tags, it's not just us college students. Any ID card, whether it's a person who has a job, even he will be having such NFC tags. And other than that, credit cards also have NFC tags. So basically, everyone here has an NFC tag.
And one thing, like this technology has huge potential. So we in 2 days we couldn't. We have thought of many business models, so we couldn't stick to one. In even small, we call it melas. In small melas, there are shops, several shops. So in the starting of mela, they give you an NFC token, a coin or card, which you can scan in every shop, or when you go to rides. It will be really cheap, because 5 to 10 per NFC card is really cheap. So, and when you're creating QR codes, now that UPI has come, there is a feel of authenticity. But if I personally, if I scan QR codes to some cameras, it doesn't give that feel of authenticity. And you have to be at a certain distance, and there is a problem of battery and all, that
Yeah.
my phone is having battery and all. And the coin is just tap and get in.
Yeah.
Like in arcades, we have the card system, right, where you have a prepaid amount of set amount of money, and you tap, you play, and then go. Similarly, for temporary melas, like they're for 7 days and 10 days, we can implement this,
Postpaid.
which will be postpaid, where you buy stuff, you play games, and while you're going out, you like pay everything. And while you're inside also, you can check in your phone that how much money you have spent inside.
For scanning a QR code, you'll have to allow access to your camera, and then you have to click it. But here it's really efficient. You just need to tap it, and it's it. That's it. It's like really efficient and convenient.
Yeah, that's all, I guess.
Uh,
Any
yeah,
more
wait a minute,
questions?
Ashwarya. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
no, not
Same.
questions. But I would suggest, like Naman, Tanya, Ayush, go for check if it can be made more secure. Work on that particular like horizontal, if it can be made more secure, right? If there are many scenarios where I can misuse anyone's NFC card. If I get like in arcade, if I found any others like NFC card, I can use it to play games. Eventually I am playing with his money, right? So try and do something that will make it more secure and more safe to use. That's it from my side.
Thank you for the suggestion. We'll look forward to it.
Thank you, team, for the presentation and demonstration, and thank you, judges, for your questions.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Moving on, the next team that will be joining us is Team Morse Coder. Requesting Morse Coder team to join the stream.
Well, I am a solo teammate in my team.
Yeah. You can start. You can go ahead.
Yeah. Well, I am sharing my screen.
Yeah.
Is it visible?
Just a second. Yes, it's visible now.
So, shall I so I will start.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
Okay.
can start. Go ahead.
Well, good evening to all the respected judges over there. Hi, I am Raj Shah from a CSC background student of first year, and this is my second hackathon. So my team name is Morse Coder, and I am the single teammate or the solo teammate over here. So I made a project based on open innovation, and my project name is Sessions. So here is an UI interference of my project, the pop-up window, how it will be available or how it will appear. Here is an image of that. So coming to it, the idea of my project is from the daily life problems. So coming to that, I'm going to say that whenever we are doing any project or doing any kind of attending any lectures or doing any classes, we have to open a lot of tabs. So we have in my case, I am if I doing any project or if I doing any attending any lectures, I have to open a lot of tab and have to search what is this, what is that, how to do that, and like this one by one there will going to be open 14 to 15 tabs. So whenever I ask my friends that they also have this type of problem, so they say, yeah, we are all opening 15 to 16 tabs, and now it's a hectic to find out such a particular tab. So whenever I doing any project work and suddenly I have to see that tab, I have to found between those tabs, 15 to 16 tabs, that which tab is required by me. Or whenever I do any attending any lectures or something like that, suddenly an social media message strikes and I move on to that tab, and my focus got break. So to solve this problem, I create session. So now what is session actually is, in my just a single brief description about session, to save your Chrome tabs with the help of session as a workspace. Now, change the way you work with Chrome in just 2 clicks using sessions. Sessions allow you to save the tab as workspace to save the memory and improve your focus. So, the goals of my project is to save the tab as a workspace as to save memory and improve the focus and declutter your Chrome experience or any search engine experiences. So coming how to install the tabs, how to install the session extension. So here I am opening a window. This is my GitHub repository window, and here is a repository named session. So if we open it, we have to just clone this repository from there. Okay, and after cloning it, I am going to open Chrome extensions. Now in Chrome extension, I will turn on the developer mode and load the unpacked, where I will paste my clone repository and just load it. And after loading, the session manager will appear. So now I'm just opening a new Chrome tab. You can also open any search engine tabs as your requirement. So here in this Chrome tab, I am going to search about Twitter. Then I am going to search about Instagram,
Uh,
and then I am going to
Sorry
search
to
about a lot more.
interrupt interrupt in between. Please wrap up in one
Yeah.
minute. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I'm just wrapping it. Just like this, we have opened a lot of Instagram, or a lot of Insta tabs, Twitter tabs, and social media tabs. And now, if we open the Chrome extension over here, we will there a session manager file will appear. So if we open this tab, the pop-up window will appear, and we just there is an checkout box where it is written the keep tabs open while saving. Now I'm going to create our session file, and as we see that there are two web pages available that I am just searching, and I want to make a file of that in which the links are get stored. So here I am just enter the session name, that is social media. Sorry. And by saving it, I just make a file that contains these two web pages. Now coming to a new file, and I'm doing any work, and suddenly I want to open those session that I am going to be seeing. So I just want to I have to just restore them, and they will appear like this. The Twitter pages also appear, and the Instagram pages also appear. So like this, we can manage our tabs, and it will be very helpful, I think, for all of us to manage like this. And it will also appear after just put your PC in a hibernation mode, or if you shut down, it also still appear. It don't get deleted until and unless you delete those tabs. So that's all from my part.
Thank you, Team Morse Coder. The floor is open for questions, judges.
Yeah, hi Raj. So basically, what you are
Yeah,
doing
hi.
to trying to do is creating a workspace and saving it in a session, right?
Right.
Okay, why not like local storage instead of session storage?
I think put it in a local storage will consume more memory of your Chrome, and it also makes your device a little bit more slower. Because the persons who have a configuration of very low configuration PCs, they face a lot of problem after opening 13 to 15 tabs. And if we open a session, it will be more better for them to that, and I think the PC will also become less lag.
Yeah, but you know, right? Session expiry is quite less than local expiry. So if I open it
Well,
after 10 days, this will not appear. I will lost all the session storage I
well,
have saved.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think I will
Okay.
work on it further.
Yeah. No questions from my side.
Uh,
Um,
yes,
yeah,
sir.
Shine.
I
You can
have a
go.
question. Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, please.
If possible, would you have been able to implement if I store some tab as session, then you could have what you could
Yeah.
have done is you could have automatically categorized it as social media or like work tab. So then it would have been better. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
it was
also a
just
good
a
idea.
suggestion.
But in 2 days, just I make this much up to. So in further days, I will also work on that also.
Also, can you tell like a little bit more about your inspiration? Because the what you are trying to achieve is already there inbuilt in Chrome. So basically, you are trying to
Yeah,
save your websites, which you can do using a bookmarks. Okay, and the second thing you are doing is grouping the sessions that you can do it using Chrome's group feature, right?
yeah. So coming to that, basically I got the idea whenever I do a work, because as just I am a beginner, so I am trying to create a new projects or new files repositories. So for creating that, I have to open a lot of windows. So for that, I am getting haptic over how to manage those tabs. So whenever my ask my friends, they also said that yeah, we are facing these problems, and I told them to that is there is any solution. So they say me I don't think so there. So after finding that, I created this.
Okay, I will tell you the solution to itself. Have you tried different browsers other than Google Chrome? Raj?
Team
I
Morse Code, are
think,
you audible?
Am I audible?
yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Did
Sorry
you
for
hear my
that
question?
interrupt. Yeah, I heard your question. I'm coming to that. Sorry for the Wi-Fi connection. Uh, I think is that the question related to what about the idea, or
No,
is it
no,
something
no.
else?
Like the solution you asked for, right? Uh, like, do you have
No, no, I
any?
didn't listen your question. Sorry. Please
Yeah. So the
repeat that.
question was, uh, like, you have implemented your idea for saving those
Yeah,
like tabs in a session, particular session or workspace, and you found it difficult to maintain all those tabs, right?
yeah,
So my question was, have you tried any different browser than Chrome?
yeah. I tried it on a Linux also, in which my friend have a search engine DuckDuckGo, and there also I run this
No,
extension
no,
and
no,
it
no,
will
no,
work.
no, 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 not extension. I'm asking you about different browsers with different functionalities other than Chrome, like Firefox, Opera.
Yeah. I also tried over there and it works.
Uh, no, like I'm saying, uh, there are already like implementation or features available what you have implemented inbuilt for many of the browsers. One of the most famous browser is Opera Gaming. Try it. Like it
Yeah.
saves your workspaces, work tabs, everything according to the workspaces. So that was my question. Have you tried any other browsers to see if there are any
No.
available already available features which you are trying to figure out?
No, actually, I
Uh,
use Chrome and Excel, my Excel himself. Mozilla
okay, what
Firefox
about
or Edge.
the tech?
So, right, nothing
Yeah,
else.
what about the technology stack?
The
Uh,
technology that I use is HTML5, CSS for design, and JavaScript.
okay. So the link, can you provide the link to GitHub? Uh, your GitHub repo.
You're not
Okay,
audible, most.
yeah, maybe we can continue with the other participants. Uh, uh,
Yeah.
I am facing some.
Thank you, team Morse Coder. And the judges for the questions. Following up, we'll go to the next team. I would like to call upon Team Innovator, requesting Team Innovator to join the stream.
Am I audible? Okay, I hope I'm audible.
Yes,
Uh,
you're audible.
okay, so shall I share my screen?
Yes, you can go ahead and share.
One second. Is my screen visible? Mm,
Yes, it's visible.
okay. My name is Sunidhi Hegde, uh, and my team name is Innovata, and I'm a solo participant, and my theme for the hackathon is open innovation, and problem statement is that basically a women's safety app, like women feel unsafe in different places, maybe in offices or home, maybe in the night or day, and there are few locations, maybe streets, those usually are unsafe for women at night or anything. So my solution for that is there will be an application, Android application in the phone, such that he or she can register three family or close friends phone number, and thus send the location via SMS. And there is another feature like fake siren, when if she feels that some trespasser or any stranger is approaching her, there will be a police siren which is fake. And even there is a feature where she can act like she's speaking to her father or mother, and like if she's going in an auto or any vehicle, and she can just tell the parent the driver license, driver's name, just act like she's speaking to her parents or guardian. And another feature of this app is that she can send emails to the officials. For example, if she's working in a company and she's facing some eve teasing by colleagues or corruption or any other situation, she can email the complaint. And for this, I haven't used the proper email, company email. I have just given a dummy email for this, and even to government officials in case of domestic violence, etc. So implementation, I have used Android Studio front end XML, and Java in the backend, and Google Map APIs. And the business model is that uh, firstly, we can make sponsorships from nearby shops and nearby textile industries or nearby grocery shops, so that they can provide their advertisement in our app and make this app more famous and more reliable. uh, and even we can provide different third party apps like Ola, Uber, so that she can book the nearby cabs, etc. And even we can, as it is mainly for women, they like makeup or dresses and all, so we can ask sponsorship from Naika, Mintra, etc. And then future scope is that we can provide the GPS tracking, where we can provide the live location. We can share uh, for if the woman is traveling at night in a cab or something, and even in app texting or calling any person. And even she if the phone if she's calling her parent that she's facing any danger, the simultaneous phone call goes to the police station nearby, and that can be recorded and stored in the cloud for future records. She can even give data to the police or officials, so that at this point of time in the night or in the day, at this particular place she's facing so and so difficulties. Thank you. And I will show you an app which I could do. 1 second. uh, I will show the demonstration in a minute. Just is my screen sharing visible? Okay. This is the Android Studio. Uh,
We can't see the screen.
huh. Okay. Now?
Yes, yes, now it's visible.
Now?
Yeah, it's visible. Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. 1 second. This is the icon and the splash screen. And here we have provided SOS emergency. Uh, if I have kept 3 phone numbers in the profile, adding people uh, takes time to open, I think. Yeah, here there is a toast message saying that message is sent, and I have received the message that this person, I have registered my phone number in the uh, add people, and it's just not opening that page. And I can even register the email, send emails for the officials. It will ask me to provide email, and then there is a fake call I can give, and an alarm also can be within 5 seconds.
Sorry to interrupt you in between.
Yeah,
Please wrap up in 50 seconds.
yeah. If you could see, I have got the message because I've sent the message, and I'm just canceling it out. And um, like it was working fine. It takes time in the laptop. I'll just try to show if possible in the mobile. Here is it visible?
Um,
I
no,
have to feed my phone numbers and contact 1, contact 2, contact 3, and I can send the message. And here I am going to get a toast message, message sent. Like in the phone, it's working properly. So yeah, uh, thank you for the time.
Thank you, Team Innovator, for the presentation and demonstration.
Yeah.
The floor is open for questions, judges.
Yeah, hi Sunidhi.
Hi.
So my question is, there are hundreds of app already available in the market which are doing the same thing. So what's the uniqueness of your app?
Uh, I have seen many safety women app, but they haven't provided like a fake alarm or something like that. So these are things which I added on. Even providing emails, those are in different platforms. I have incorporated it in a single platform, and even in the future scope, we are providing our data to police so that they can have a data analysis where like they can provide. At this particular location at this point of time or at this season there is very unsafe situation, and they can even track the number of domestic violences per year, maybe last year this much and something like that. So these things are quite different they are
Okay.
present at different
Yeah,
places, but yeah.
I guess this data is already maintained by the government. Like the police maintains all the data about crimes happening in their locality, right? So why would you think like you will provide them the data that they already have? Another thing about the business model is, I really didn't like the business model of Google AdSense. Suppose you are really in trouble, you open the app and you get a prompt saying buy something from any app, like the AdSense you get there, you will try to close that. If like do you really think this is the proper business model you should target for? Basically because all the women safety apps and apps like this are more related to like NGOs. They do it for free, so why include business in this particular model?
One, if I want to improve it in a large scale, I need more in developers or more uh, working employees for this, maybe. And for them to provide revenue, even I need to generate some revenue from the app, or like, yeah, this is mostly for a charity work, but providing Google AdSense not in the first place. Maybe when they have gone to different platforms or something like Nika or Mintra, in that situation this works, but not in the when suddenly when you open the app, yeah, you shouldn't get that advertisement.
And about the emergency SOS thing, mean like each and every phone, like I guess it's mandatory to have. If we purchase a phone, it should have emergency SOS call as per the government terms, I guess. So if you can go to the settings, you will see a emergency SOS section where you can set up all the numbers of your parents and things. They will eventually, if you switch on the emergency, they will eventually get your location and your messages.
Yeah.
It's
um
inbuilt in Android and iOS.
okay. Yeah, I found it necessary, so I didn't know much about the inbuilt part, but yeah, this is one of my ideas. Okay, thank you.
Any more questions, judges? Thank you, Team Innovator, for pitching, and thank you, judges, for the questions.
Thank you.
Now we'll be moving to the last team that will be joining us today. That is Team Rajashil. Requesting you to join the stream, Rajashil.
Yes, hello.
Yes.
So I start.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Uh, Good evening. We are Team Rajashil, and I'm Pooja M, mechanical first year student at NITK. My teammates are also mechanical first year students. So our project is speed limit indicator for cars. Um, so this is a device to indicate speed limit limit on certain highways directly on the vehicle dashboard. This would help in avoiding unnecessary accidents due to unnoticed speed limit signboards and to avoid fine due to ignorance. Um, the inspiration for doing this is that my friend Raghav went in 100 and the speed limit was 90 and he had to pay two challans of 2000. Then he also realized that we never notice the signboards, the speed limit signboards, so it's better to have it shown in your dashboard. So Sakshi will tell us about the approach.
So yeah, I'm Sakshi and I'll be telling how our project will be working on this. So we would have a radio frequency of 433 megahertz installed on the signboard at there, and it would set to a beacon which would keep on broadcasting the speed limit, and the signal would directly be sent to the dashboard of the vehicle which is coming. It would be received over there by a receiver installed in the car, and the internal circuit over there, which would be programmed by us, would decrypt the data and then show the speed limit on the dashboard of the car. So this would prevent unnecessary accidents and even the challans which come due to ignorance. After this, Nabil will be telling the designing process, how it's made. Please let me know.
Use this, just talk.
Designed in model, we went through dimension of some of the cars, some of the small cars, some of the SUVs to get the optimum height of the sensor. Because some of the cars can be as high as 2.5 meters and some of the cars can be as low as 1.5 meter. So to meet an optimum height, we set around 32 inches, that is around 80 centimeters. Uh, yeah. Our sensor which emits is at around 80 centimeter, and to the pole which is connected, we also show a visual representation of the speed limit, so that the eyes can also know the speed limit and the sensor can also work simultaneously. Raghvendra?
Sorry to interrupt you in between. You have 1 minute to wrap up.
Yeah, sorry for that. The components we are using is an Arduino Uno, a 433 megahertz transmitter, HMC 355 three double sorry 5883 magnetometer, and a 16 cross 2 LCD, which is optional to display the value of the speed limit on a dashboard. So basically, what we'll be doing is we'll be taking a string which will be having the direction of uh, the direction in which our vehicle is moving and the speed limit, and we'll separate the string with a space to just like when the receiver would receive the signal, we can just separate the two strings and use the values accordingly. uh, yeah, this is how the model would look. And we'll be placing our receiver over here, so when a car passes by this transmitter, the receiver would take the signal and decrypt it. Now Pooja will take over.
So the cost of production, the transmitter and the receiver cost is about 150 rupees. The magnetometer or the compass sensor costs us about 325, and the Arduino ranges from 300 or 2000. So the total cost range is 775 or 2400, 500. Uh, and let's look at the future scope of the project. Yeah. So the project can be used to display all the traffic signs by simply modifying the code and send a different string for different symbols. At this transmitter end, we can store the image of all the symbols and show them when the string relating to is received. So we're open to questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Rajashil. The floor is open to questions. Judges?
Yeah. Hello, Team Rajashil.
Hello, sir.
Uh, like the basic purpose of the app is you will see your speed, that is the speed limit of the road on your dashboard, right?
Yeah, on the car's dashboard.
Do you think like it's the optimal way to show the like speed limit on the dashboard while driving? Why should I see look at my dashboard rather than the signboards which are clearly on the road?
Sir, like Pooja said, this happened with me. Like,
Yeah, it happened with you because you were ignorant on the road.
going on the highway, yes, we
Yeah.
have a look always at the signboards, but there are some chances that we miss on it. There are some chances that we miss on it. So, with displaying, we can maybe use a buzzer to, seek the driver's attention towards the dashboard, and he'll just look at that.
And even when we're driving in highways, we constantly check how fast we're going. So we look at the dashboard rather than the signboard, which is far off and which we may miss because of the speed.
Like yeah, but signboards are placed such in such a way that it will be visible to each and every a goer, right? uh, uh, unless and until you are ignorant of the road, you are not focusing on your driving and on the road, you don't have any chance to miss the sign. So, and other than
Yeah.
that, cost is the biggest factor in your model, that it's around to 700 to 2000, right? For
Yes,
per
yes.
car. And Arduino will be installed on your car or on the signboards.
It would be installed in both the places. And the cost we have told now, it's for the whole circuit, like taking the components from different places and just bringing them together with wires. But if we use a custom PCB, the cost would reduce drastically.
Yeah, but it's like, why would I spend 2000 on something like that when I can just focus on the road itself? It's not like everyday thing when I will like miss the signboard and I will pay the fine. So paying 2000 for something which isn't like a regular or day to day thing.
Can I answer this? So
Yeah.
car itself is a luxury thing, and we go on long drives. And obviously, we wish to spend this. It's not a luxury, but we wish to spend this rather than paying 2000 every challan just because we missed seeing the sign. And to increase the comfort of the driver is why we're doing this. So I think it
Yeah.
will be profitable.
Okay. Whom is the sign? By the way, Raghavendra.
Yeah, what?
Whom is the road sign? Uh, the idea behind the implementation.
Yeah, it was me. Like I was coming from my village. That at that time I got
Yeah.
this challan thing.
Now that you have paid challan, like when you drive, do you pay attention to the sign now?
Yeah, I have to pay attention on the side.
Yeah, that's the answer, right? Once you do a mistake, you will probably don't repeat it again. There's
Yes, sir.
no,
That's
yeah,
yes, sir. Continue.
yeah. That's it from my side.
Um, I have one question. Rather, I would say this feature is already there on Google Maps. So if you are using a Google Map, it will show you your speed limit, okay, and it will show you the road speed limits. So basically, you can use this for free. Like you don't need to spend any amount on development or any like hardware things. So then like if you are implementing your ideas, it will be definitely a cost, and
So
you
there
need to
are chances.
sensors
Yes,
everywhere, like on every signals, right? So instead of doing it, you can use Google Map.
there are chances, like there are chances that we don't have a proper internet connection in some place. There are chances that we don't have a proper GPS connection in some places. And in that those places, this would work. This is what we feel.
Those are a very rare cases and like a very small area, and in that case you are spending a really big amount. So consider this as like you are putting a science like a sensors on every pole, which will cost you eventually like more than what you are expecting, right?
So the
And
as
you are actually
said,
becoming dependent on the that circuit itself. Rather than paying attention, you are becoming dependent on the machine itself. So that's not a proper thing.
Any more questions for the? Okay. Thank you, Team Rajashil, for presenting your pitch, and thank you, judges, for questions. Now we have come to the end to our reviews. On behalf of IST VIT, we would like to thank Mr. Dipanshu Manohar, Mr. Mahesh, Mr. Ritik, and Mr. Sahil for gracing the hackathon. The event would not have been possible without your guidance and vision. Thank you for taking out the time and efforts to review the projects. Thank you and have a nice day.